Okay, we're solving some more inequalities with some different parentheses and things like that and fractions and stuff. So the first thing we do with all inequalities and equations is we simplify both sides by clearing fractions, decimals, and parentheses. This one has parentheses, so it'll be 8x plus 4 is greater than 4. We want to get x by itself. We subtract this 1. When we add or subtract, we do not change the direction of the inequality sign. It's only when we divide by a positive, when we multiply or divide by a negative number do we change the direction of the positive inequality. So this is x is greater than 3/8. Now I have here that we need to graph it and write it in interval notation. We've already talked about graphing. When we graph, we want to make sure we have the number on the graph, and then we want to have some numbers on the other sides. So they don't have to be equally spaced there, but 3/8 is less than 1. So this could be 0 and this could be 1, and then we can graph it from there. Since this is a greater than, we can use an open circle. I kind of jokingly say that when we have the equal sign underneath, that's what gives us the ink to fill it in. So I'm going to put an open circle right there at 3/8, and then I'm going to read to make sure I know which side is we need to graph. Since x is on the left, we can draw the line in the direction of the inequality sign, and then we're going to check it. So I'm going to put a 1 in here. Is 1 larger than 3/8? Is that a true statement? Yes, so we graphed it the right way. Now we're moving on to the right and interval notation. Interval notation is when we use the brackets, not the braces, sorry, not braces. We use brackets, parentheses, and the infinity and negative infinity sign. And that's what we're going to use. So it's always easier to write an interval notation if you just read the graph. So this is starting at 3/8, and we do not have a closed circle. That means we have a greater than, so that means we use a parentheses. So I'm going to start with parentheses 3/8, comma, and where does this line end? The graph ends at positive infinity. So positive infinity, and then we always use a parentheses for positive infinity. So this is what we call interval notation, and we'll do some more of those on the next problem. Okay? All right, moving to the next problem. All right, so what's different about this one is it has fractions. So just like with equations, we want to get rid of fractions by multiplying by the LCD. We have a 3, we have a 7, and don't forget about this term over here. There's a 1 as a denominator. So our LCD is going to be 14. That means I multiply every term by 14. Not 14. What am I thinking? I don't know what I was thinking. You're probably all going, what is she doing? The LCD is not 14. The LCD is 21. I think I thought that was a 2. It's because 3 times 7. So I'm going to multiply everything by 21. Sorry about that, guys. So now 3 goes into 21. That would be 7 times. So I need to take 7 times 1 minus 2x. Plus 7 goes into 21 3 times, so that'd be 3 times 3x plus 7. Greater than 21. Now we need to clean this up by getting rid of the parentheses. So this would be 7 minus 14x plus 9x plus 21 is greater than 21. Combine like terms. 9 and negative 14 would be a negative 5x. 7 and 21 would be a positive 28 greater than 21. Okay. We're going to subtract 28 from both sides. And we get negative 7, negative 5x greater than. We need to divide by negative 5. What happens when we divide by negative 5? We get x is less than 7/5 because we have to change the direction. Remember, when we multiply or divide by a negative sign, we change the direction of the inequality sign. That's the only time we change it, is we multiply or divide by negative. So now I need to graph this. So I got my number line. I got 7/5, which is the same thing as 1 2/5. So that means this could be 2 and this could be 1, right? So this is a less than symbol. I use a open circle, and since x is on the left side, I can follow the direction of the inequality and graph this way. Let's make that a little bit better to see. And we check. You always want to check. Is 1 less than or equal to 7/5? Well, since 7/5 is the same thing as 1 2/5, 1 is less than 2/5, so that is correct. Now, move on to interval notation. Where does our graph start? It starts all the way down here in negative infinity land. We always use a parentheses for negative infinity. Where does it stop? It stops at 7/5. Is 7/5 part of the solution? The only way it's part of the solution is if we have an equal sign, which will make us have a solid dot. It does not have an equal sign. It is an open dot, so we use a parentheses. You use parentheses for positive and negative infinities, and you use parentheses for less than or greater than symbols. If it has an equal in there, you use the bracket. Okay? All right, go practice those, and I'll see you in the next video.